Okay guys, first things first, I just cleaned this out and guinea pigs are messy, that's why it looks like this. So trust me when I say this has been cleaned, and this is just a layer where they have all their hay, so that's why it looks like that. So today is not a happy video, but I feel it's kind of necessary because I couldn't really go on uploading happy videos and stuff after Christmas because this was sort of looming over me, and I feel like not everyone obviously follows me on Instagram and Facebook, so they wouldn't really know about this. Yeah, and I didn't really want people asking me how Pee-wee was doing after now, just because I'll have to go through and explain it. So I just was going to do this video for a bit of like closure, I guess, and I'm trying to be as blunt as possible with this. If it comes across kind of blunt or cold or whatever, it's just because if I do it like that I won't end up crying because I've cried so much and I don't want to mess up this video by crying. So basically on 23rd of November Pee-wee was diagnosed with a terminal tumour, I guess you could call it cancer, and obviously it would grow and everything, and the vet said we don't know if he's got 2 weeks, 2 months, we can't tell. Literally it's impossible to tell. And at that point I think it was pretty bad, but the only indication there was something wrong was really that he was slightly quieter than usual and he had a cold. He would like sneeze and everything. So we had antibiotics to clear that up, and Metacam was a painkiller for the tumour. Day before Christmas Eve, actually at the night time before Christmas Eve, 23rd of December, Pee-wee passed away. And on the Thursday, he had stopped eating. I went to give him his Metacam in the morning and he was really enthusiastic about that. He was actually getting really happy about having a Metacam because I know Ruby really loved it when she had it because apparently it tastes like honey. And at first Pee-wee wasn't a fan, but then he started to really like it. And Thursday he was really enthusiastic about it, and I went to give him a treat because I always gave him fine trimmed beans after he had them because it was kind of like positive reinforcement, and I think he learnt that pretty well. Like, he was always expecting the fine trimmed beans after his medicine, and it made it easier to give him his medicine. This time he didn't want to eat them. I thought, oh, that's strange, but maybe we'll try a romaine lettuce because, you know, a guinea pig can't say no to a romaine lettuce. But he didn't want that, which was sort of an indicator to me that this isn't looking good. And I told my best friend and he goes, okay, see what he's like at tea time when you give him his tea, which means dinner as well over here. We don't give tea to our guinea pigs, like cups of tea. Anyway, so I waited till tea time. I even put the food right near him. No reaction. He didn't run around the hutch like he usually does. He wasn't weaking like he usually does, you know, when they're really excited for food. And I thought, okay, the cat. It's always the cat. That evening we got him out and Teddy out. We had them out for snuggling, and we also offered Apple to both of them because Apple is more like a treat to them. Like, they don't have it often. I thought, okay, Pee-wee, if he's refusing this, then there's definitely something wrong. And sadly he did not want any apple either. So I was pretty much, okay, this is probably the end. I think like animals just know, and he pretty much took to his bed to, you know, give it oh, thank you Teddy, you just put all your poop down there. Oh goodness, this is going wrong. So yeah, he I put him in the comfiest bed he's ever had. So I made this bed a few years ago and I sort of made it up as I went along when I was making the tutorial, and he loves it because I don't know if other people's guinea pigs are the same, but he always loved burying his face into things. If he could be buried right up next to you, snuggled up, he would love it, and this bed was just perfect for it. So anyway, as you can see, this is the bed he was in, and he is alive in this picture, don't worry. And pretty much a few other things. When he first got diagnosed, I noticed his feet was getting sore as well, and I got really upset because I was thinking, well, his immune system's really affected because of this cancer, and I don't know if it's going to heal. So is he going to deteriorate? Is his feet going to get worse? Is his sneeze going to get worse? And I was putting a Hibby scrub on his feet and putting Sudocrem, which usually heals it, and it would obviously come off because the guinea pig will walk through everything. And one thing he always did was walk through his poop. Now I know there's some kinds of poop that they can re-eat because it's full of like nutrients, I think. And I started to think, okay, maybe he's walking through the poop on purpose. So I left it on for a few days and it had dried and it came off in one piece and the feet were healed. So I think he knew what he was doing. And his cold went because obviously he had the antibiotics. And so even though when he passed away it was terminal, okay, so we always knew the end result. There was nothing we could change about that. But he went in the best way possible. The worst way would be him slowly deteriorating, him suffering for ages, and him having to be put down at the vets, because having studied a bit of veterinary nursing, it's not the best way to go for a rodent, but you know, sometimes it's necessary, so we can't help that. So that would have been the worst case scenario for me. But what happened was his feet healed, he didn't have a cold, I got to see him pretty much every day for the month, run around his hutch, weeking for food when the food was coming, playing and being happy and snuggling up. And yeah, so his feet healed, he didn't have a cold anymore, because before I didn't hear him weak for food for ages because the cold it'd make it really nasally so you couldn't hear it properly. Let's just tip it down here to see Ted. And he also died in his sleep in his comfy bed. So I mean, as much as it broke my heart, as much as I've cried so much, it is possibly the best case scenario for what happened. He was all in one piece, all like looking healthy, you know, from the outside, and he went to sleep in his favourite bed. So cannot complain about that. And so I found him about 11 o'clock at night, because I was checking on him all night because I sort of knew it was the end. And I found him dead in his bed, and that rhymed. And I made sure I left it in there long enough so Teddy could come and see him and make sure he acknowledged what it was, because when you have animals that live in groups, they need to know that the other one has died, otherwise they just think it's disappeared and they can get really depressed. They can still get depressed when it's died, but it's good to make sure they know what's happened. So I made sure Teddy saw him and everything, and then Teddy was watching me whilst I put him in a snuggle sack, because I used to make snuggle sacks. I had some around, I wanted him to be buried in something comfy, so I put him in a snuggle sack, we put him in a box, and Teddy started chattering his teeth, and Teddy doesn't do that often, and I know they can do that when they're angry or upset, and I'm pretty sure it's the upset, because he did that when he saw that I was putting when I was putting Pee-wee in the box and everything. And then I put Pee-wee above the hutch, because it was night time and we couldn't bury him, but he was like in a box above the hutch. And as I was walking away, because I was like pouring out crying, Teddy started full on weaking, and it wasn't for food because he'd been fed obviously and there was food around him, and I don't know if it was just a last call for Pee-wee or just a call for attention from me, but I got him out and snuggled him, and you know, I think we both needed that hug. And yeah, so oh, now I'm starting to cry. But I'm trying not to. But yeah, I still don't think it's properly settled in, because obviously when you're over the festive period, everyone's around you, you're playing games, you're opening presents, you have loads of distractions to keep you thinking about it. I'm also looking after 2 other rabbits at the moment, so that's just, you know, surround yourself with animals when you're mourning another one. And I just think when everything settles down, it's going to be even harder. I know every night I like pour out crying for ages. So it's tough, but I just wanted to make this video to just explain what happened and explain that even though it's really sad, it's probably the best possible way for him to go. He didn't suffer for long at all. He was happy. Oh, now Teddy's gone, but he was in his snuggly bed, and yeah, it's pretty much the best we could ask for, really. So, sorry this isn't a happy video, but I just wanted to explain it all. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye. What are you doing? No, do not tip. Come on, guys.